This one happened during Tales. It wasn't really a Tales thing, but big episode for comedy people. What's up? I'm Isaac.
I got hit in the face by a stripper.
And I'm Nick. I'm like a fat girl in 7th grade at 7 a.m.
Welcome to the Bargoyles,
where we break down restaurants, bars,
and the chaos of stand-up comedy.
From bad Yelp reviews
to heckler horror stories,
we've got the inside scoop
and the laughs.
Yeah, I think I met from that Bargoyles Podcast.
I was gonna say I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Shout out.
Who needs therapy when you got the Bargoyles?
Welcome, Bargoyles. This is your favorite local podcast to the DMV area. We are on the road. I know we just left New Orleans, and now we're in Austin. I don't know what we're doing. I made it out of my mom's basement. We're having fun. This is Bargoyles episode 156 with somebody I've been trying to lock down for a while now, and I am so excited. If you could tell, this studio is crazy, and she was cool enough to let us use it. I want to introduce to you guys, soon to be my friend, hopefully going to be yours. This is Rebecca Trent.
Hello,
What's up, Rebecca? How are you doing there?
Hi. Where in Virginia are you from?
Woodbridge,
Oh, no kidding.
where the IKEA's at.
I went to West Potomac High School.
Yo! So I did my senior year at Mount Vernon.
Oh, right on.
But before that, I was in Japan, so I didn't know the local high schools.
Yeah.
But all the Westpo people were like, go the fuck out of here. I was like, I don't
there was
understand the
a huge
rivalry.
rivalry between Vernon and West Potomac.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The only thing I knew of Westpo kids were we sent our like mechanic kids there because you guys had the shop classes, and so I was like, oh, so those are the tough kids. I was a theater boy. I was like, I'm not gonna mess with the Westpo guys.
I was a theater kid.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool. 2008. That's
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
Didn't get any award. I forget the name of the awards they had there. I competed in Japan, or we called it Far East, the theater awards, and won some
right.
stuff out there. Military schools.
I don't know. It was original. I'm military too.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in Berlin when the wall fell. I lived there for 4
1989,
years.
baby.
Yeah.
November 7th, 1989. I don't know why I always have that in my head. I'm born November 7th, 1990. So it was
Oh.
November 9th, actually. So it wasn't
Well,
a
that
whole
makes
year.
sense, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
It's a weird mnemonic strategy that works in my head. Man, military. Okay, cool. So Germany, that means you're an army brat.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Were you drinking in Germany? How was that?
Well, I was a kiddo, but
Okay.
I did a little
that
bit
means
of drinking.
nothing to Germans,
My
yeah.
So my favorite, and one that I still like. My mom will still put like a little bottle in my stocking every year. Was Apfelkorn. It was an apple
Oh, the
liqueur.
corn. That thing is
I
sweet,
love
but
that shit. It was
that
so
thing's
good.
still like 100 proof or something. That thing is
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
heavy. Yeah.
It's like European moonshine, basically.
Something about the German, they've perfected like super sweet, but at the same time, very, very heavy. Like you
Yeah.
give someone Rumplemans, they're like, that's mouthwash. And you're like, that's also 100 proof. Like, be careful.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody should drink Rumplemans. It's disgusting. But I do love the way that they handle the liqueurs in Europe for sure. Like
yeah.
port wines in Portugal and all that. Yeah, it's very
If it's
good.
under 10%, it's a soda technically in some countries. They've finally grown up and we're like, all right, we got to chill out with this. But see, I was in Okinawa where the drinking culture was. We had beer vending machines,
Sure.
but it was just the bad kid. I was such a good kid. I was like,
Yeah, you followed
oh
the
no.
rules.
I was like, Marlon, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Get that Orion off the bus.
Hilarious.
So I never touched any of it. And then I got here at 17 at Mount Vernon and everyone is drinking. I was like, oh, just go to the vending machine and get some. They're like, that's
not a
it's
thing.
not a thing. Yeah, it's definitely not a thing. Do you have a whiskey? I saw a Rebecca Creek.
It's not mine.
Oh man, I was like, yo, okay,
That would be baller if it was.
That would
but
be
it is
so
not
cool.
mine,
I
no.
wrote it down. I was going through my notes.
We
I was
do
like,
carry all
yeah.
of the comic booze though. We have
Okay, very good.
We have Porosos with Bert Kreischer
Bert
and Tom
Kreischer,
Segura.
yes.
We have Bodega Cat
Bodega
with Sam
Cat
Morrell.
with Sam Morrell.
We have Sam Morrell and Mark
Yeah.
Normand.
Yes.
We
yes.
have Don Gatto, which is Danny McBride's.
Okay, I didn't know he. Oh, he's from
And,
Fredericksburg. Shout out Virginia.
Yeah, that's true. And one other one. I think we might even still have some number Juan, which was Ron White's tequila.
Oh, he does. I forgot he does have one. I
feel
saw
like
him.
I'm
yeah.
missing somebody too, but
Here it is in post.
very
Dookie.
exciting.
We carry that as well.
But no, Rebecca Creek is not mine.
Oh man,
But if they do ever do an IPO, I might get some stock.
you should 100%. They should put you as just the unofficial face because I saw the big bottle and I was like, that's the most baller thing I've seen.
Yeah, that's so funny. I wish.
This is your
I should
building.
start
This is your
lying to
club,
people.
but the whiskey is the
I
most
think
baller
I might
thing.
start lying to people, but no,
It might as well, yeah. The name is so perfect. That's crazy to me. Okay, well, not a thing. not a thing. So how did you get into this whole comedy game? Can you talk a little bit about that?
I started off in New York, Long Island City, Queens.
Okay.
I was working at a spot that had a theater company in it. And so I started off as the associate artistic director of the Queen's Players, which was run by a man named Richard Mazda.
Shout out Richard.
And Richard is still doing theater in Queens, New York. We worked together on quite a few projects, quite a few things. As I was working with him, I was working out of a space called The Creek in the Cave at 1093 Jackson Avenue. And we were doing our sort of thing there once a week, and the bartender once a week on Sundays, and the bartenders like wouldn't show up on Sunday, so I would just leave the money on the bar, like because I didn't have access to the register. You know what I mean? I wasn't an employee.
So you were running a cash bar without receipts?
So I ran a cash bar, no receipts, and then just put it in a pile in the middle of the bar, and then somebody on Monday, I guess, would show up and take the money.
Just take the inventory?
Or whatever, and like realize that, it matched the inventory or whatever. Because we weren't scamming. We were literally, and like we weren't mixing anything. It was literally just like Bud Lights and stuff like that.
But like, not even just shots.
If we're going to be really honest, back then it would have been Tecates and PBRs.
Tecates and PBRs?
Part. And then I would get a little bougie with it, and sometimes we would do Guinness off the draft.
Guinness off the draft,
But like I literally had never like served a plate of food or poured a beer before. Like I didn't know any of this stuff. So I was just literally like running the bar, and then finally, like a month or a month and a half after this whole thing had gotten started, one of the guys that owned the place came up to me, who we affectionately referred to as Papa Bear. And Papa Bear was like, yo, what's with all the cash, dude? There's like every time is this like a rental fee? Like he was thinking maybe his partners had set something up or whatever. And I was like, nah, dude, there's just like your bartender never shows up on Sunday. And he's like, fuck, we've been paying him. So like, there was just this whole, like, it was just like one of those things where we had this weird free reign to this space, and we were doing all this stuff. And I was working with actors, and I was enjoying it. And like, I loved the space. And then right after, right after that show closed, they started bringing these folks around. They hired me. Okay. I became the bar manager.
And just like that. After a month,
pretty fast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It didn't take very long.
Well, I mean, you showed honesty without ever needing any sort of credibility.
That helped, and I think that they just really wanted somebody to actually take inventory. Okay, and, like see who was stealing. So like
we have this massive gaping hole.
It definitely like needed supervision, and I was the person who was willing to supervise. So I started working with them, and then they wanted to sell it, and I eventually bought it with two business partners, and then a year and some change later, I bought those two business partners out. And once I bought those two business partners out, I switched everything over from theater and heavy metal and like weird like reggaeton parties to legitimately like just 7 days a week stand-up comedy.
Just straight stand-up comedy. Yeah.
And like we did some sketch. Like we had the emergency sketch show with Sean O'Connor.
Oh, Sean O'Connor.
And we had Eric Andre's, the first Eric Andre show.
Oh, whoa! That
was really cool. Yeah. Childish Gambino's first concert was at the Creek.
Yes, the internet.
So there was a handful of those things, you know what I mean? So it wasn't just stand-up. We did some pretty like cool, crazy stuff. And all of that came about because John F. O'Donnell and Timmy Williams started a show called Kingdom of Heaven, which had a comedian of merit every week.
Okay.
And the very first comedian of merit, I believe, was, God damn it, Tom, what's your last name? McCaffrey. It was Tom McCaffrey was the first one. The second one was Anthony Jeselnik. The third one was Andre Duboucher. Jeez. Like it was hitter after hitter.
Comedian of merit doesn't sound like a good enough title for these guys.
Right? Yeah. And Timmy Williams got called away to do Whitest Kid You Know with Trevor Moore, may he rest in peace, Sam Brown, and a bunch of the other guys. And that was such a beautiful, wonderful experience. And I was so glad that he got to do it. But we were like freaking out because what's going to happen to the show.
Yeah.
He gave it to Sean Patton. So it was John O'Donnell and Sean Patton were hosting.
Shout out Burbs Bros.
And Sean's the fucking best. So Sean and Johnny kept it going for a long time, and we had that show going on for quite some time, and other shows came from it. It turned into like a 24/7 comedy spot after that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, the truth is that there's nobody advocating for there's plenty of people, like there's unions and guilds and all these things for all the different parts of the entertainment, but there's nothing for stand-up comics.
Nothing for stand-up, yeah.
So like I kind of like, it made it an easier decision, you know what I mean, to go from theater. Like spoiled actors are not as much fun to work with as awesome comedians.
They're the worst.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some bad actors in the comedy world too, right? Like,
100%. Yes, of course. Of course.
But I feel like in the world,
shout out,
like,
beep.
I feel like the number of pains in the asses in comedy are lower than the numbers of pains in the asses in acting. So
Yeah,
it's fun to like bag on actors and then remember that like half my comic friends are actually actors too. You know what I mean? So I should shut the fuck up.
I was always a theater actor. Then I transitioned to like film and television because I got a job at a nightclub and I was like, well, my weekends are shot.
Gone.
I can't do theater anymore. And then I started listening to comedy podcasts, and all I would hear is, Bonfire was my first podcast I really got into, and they would shit on the idea that like comics were so catty and talk and act. I was like, man. Then I started doing comedy, and I was like, they're so sweet. I was like, I've been with theater actors who are the most catty, jealous sons of bitches in the world.
But like the comics are honest. They bust balls in front of everybody instead of behind your back. You know what I mean? It's like a different. Yeah. That's why I like New York. That's why I like comics. Like I can't stand when people lie.
Actors
or phony.
Will
I hate phony.
In the wings and just be like, you missed that pop step.
Yeah, like I literally get grossed out by myself when I'm phony. Like I just
yes. Oh man! So, can you talk to me a little bit about like your first mentors in this space that kind of help you? Because it seems like you just hit the ground running, and you obviously had some great mentors. Anybody in particular that stands out to you?
Man, I mean that's such a crazy question to ask. I mean, there's quite a few that come to mind. My personal mentors that sort of like helped me with like mindfulness and loving kindness and like God and stuff like that are people that are not necessarily from the comedy world.
Yeah, of course.
Or maybe more from the acting world. But Marcus Harper, who is a Grammy nominated musician and a brilliant composer and an unbelievable human being. Yeah. He was definitely one of my mentors who helped me find the strength to the brave to do a thing that I didn't know, like the leap of faith guy. He's my leap of faith guy. You know what I mean?
You literally took a leap of faith from seeing that kind of timeline you just painted for us. I'm like, that was so fast. That's ridiculous.
So I love him. I'm forever grateful for him and for the mentorship and also the friendship that he afforded me. And then sort of like as I was developing the business and doing the business, like when it came time to start shaping it, certainly Donald Glover had a part of it. He was the one who introduced the concept of permission to fail. Oh, wow. Which was a very big sort of cornerstone of what the Creek is, which is the idea that like, you can't get better unless you're trying, and you can't expect to never bomb unless you're if you're doing new material, if you're working, if you're grinding, you know what I mean? And so people need to have that permission to fail. Unfortunately, that's a thing that doesn't really exist so much in Los Angeles.
I was gonna say,
and there's a lot of other places,
Yeah, I'm in the DC scene now, where it's like if you have a bad set, they're like, well, let's spend 2 months to step back. You're like, that's not how this should work. Like,
I need the reps.
This is the gym.
Obviously,
it's the gym. We need to be in there.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I love the Austin scene, because you can get the reps in, and even if you like bomb at one room, fuck it, dust off your shoulders and go to the next one. You know what I mean?
So how is those scenes differently for comics? Because I know the New York scene from my friends that are up there, like, you can hit 4, 5, 6 rooms a night. How is that here in Austin? How have you seen?
I mean, you can double that.
Hell yeah! Okay, I mean, very cool.
Like it would be hard to, but you can.
If you're pressed.
If you really are pressed, if you're really in high demand and you're only going to be here for like 3 days or whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's how you do it. But like, so like having that sort of like getting those reps in, being able to fail was a big deal. Like it was a big tenet that Donald afforded us, or the Creek. And then also like as I was like going through the comedy world, the two that really helped advise me the most, well, I actually should say like there's actually like really like 5 of them. Yeah. 6. I mean, it was Jeffrey Joseph, who's an amazing comedian. He lives in Canada now. He's also probably doing more acting than stand-up at this point, but brilliant. He left in 2016. Colin Quinn, who I worked with, I directed Constitutional with him.
They say every comedy wife's crush is what I've heard about him.
I believe that that's true.
Yes.
He's a wonderful man, absolutely incredible human being. And then the sort of like the guys that I sort of like came up with, like the Sean Pattons, the Ari Shafirs.
Ari, what a sweetheart.
Ari's an absolute, like, he's an absolute sweetheart. I'm crushed that he's gone. He's going to be gone for such a while.
He says that he pops back in. He just did out in West Virginia. I had a buddy open up for him.
He hasn't left yet. He leaves in like 3 or 4 weeks or something. Yeah. And he's moving on from his adventure to the UK, so he's going to be gone for quite some time.
He's going to be doing some things, yes.
He definitely has helped guide me. Bobby Kelly has helped guide me. Jay Okerson has helped guide me. Rich Voss. I mean, it really is truly a community of fucking people. Kids, you know what I mean? Like it's all of these different people who know all of these different aspects of the venue, like of the industry. One of my favorite people and like biggest advisors is Todd Glass, because Todd, Todd, he's right up there. Todd is I
love his content right now. It's so funny.
He is a mastermind when it comes to setting up a venue, setting up a room.
Okay.
So very intentionally, when we first opened, I booked him for a very early spot because I wanted him to show up literally with his Duvetine and his black wrap. Like literally he shows up with like supplies.
Oh, wow.
So that he can like outfit a room the way he wants it to be. And he likes a perfect blackout. He likes a jazzy bistro scene. He likes a nice clean minimal background, you know. He loves a curtain.
Yeah,
like so a lot of his aesthetics are my aesthetics, so it's a lot of like it's like, yeah, but Todd said to do it. And so that's how I would like get away with shit.
Did he get an advisor fee, or was you just kind of used to?
No, he's just a wonderful human who does that. Yeah, he's just the best. I mean, there really have been quite a few. And I have business partners in the business, Louis J. Gomez and Christine Evans. I work with them constantly, so we're obviously throwing advice back and forth to each other all the time. So it's like it's one of those things that like when people ask the mentor question, it's like, well, the early on ones I can give you like great room to speak about, but then it's like there's been so many since then. You know what I mean?
I think I've been thinking of it more as like mentors as in lighthouses, but when what you're describing more is like you actually have more like star constellations.
That's kind of true. Yeah, that's very true.
Okay, that's very cool. All those names are absolute legends in the game. I've been listening to their podcasts and just all their shows for years and years and years now.
I'm very lucky that they'll return my phone calls.
So. They should count themselves lucky as well from the praises they sing about you all the time, which is amazing. Shout out Christine. We're coming to New York to do the show sometime. We've been on and off for a few years now, actually. So talk to me a little bit about the comedy scene difference between New York and Austin as far as the cultural shift between the two. Like, how was that for you?
Very easy way to describe it is that New York is very go fuck yourself, and Austin is very bless your heart.
Okay.
So that would be the easiest way for me to explain.
Bless your heart is the Southern go fuck yourself, though. It is, yeah.
It very much is.
Yeah, I got a bunch of family in Alabama. They're always, what's Isaac doing? Bless his heart.
It's it really is sort of like, you know, it goes back to that sort of phony situation. Like New York is definitely not phony.
Yeah.
But it's also like when two people are fighting, it's never going to escalate. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of like bravado or whatever. Yes. And I think down here it's a little bit different. It's a little bit guns. It's a little bit less like authentic off the bat, but then it goes to like, it escalates quickly, you know?
Okay, I can see it. As far as like jokes on stage, though, I know you've given the permission to fail. Have you had to like culture that at all between the differences in New York and Austin, or is it a little bit more? You know, you can say more here or less. Do you feel like?
I don't know what you mean.
On stage for the comics on stage,
are they failing more here or less?
No. More just rules. How's the audience reaction towards like is somebody doing a little bit more ridiculous? Was New York more accepting? I think that the
rules are always the same.
Okay.
I think the rules are always the same. I think that there are comics that are too green to know what the rules are.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I think that it, like, our stuff isn't necessarily, like, it's not necessarily rules. It's more like universal truths. Like, don't be a dick in the green room. Like, that kind of stuff.
Yes, okay.
But you know, and, like, when you talk about rules, like, Austin, Texas is not, like, the Wild West, like, you see in a spaghetti western.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
People drive the fucking speed limit here, and they, you know, tip their hat.
There's Waymos. I mean, it can't be
manners.
wild. Yeah.
There's, you know what I mean?
Maker's Manners is hilarious.
And, I mean, but it's true, right? And so like I feel like the rules are the same, and I feel like, you know, at the end of the day you still have to have permission to fail, and I don't think that most clubs don't give that, right? And most clubs also like don't have people around really watching as much. Okay. I don't think.
Okay.
Depends on.
So it's just getting in good with the booker of a room because there's not too much oversight on that.
What do you mean?
So you're talking about the permission to fail, like if there's not too much people overseeing from the booker's perspective. If you're just good with the booker in that room, you should be still solid, even if you do fail, if they believe in you.
Oh, well, I mean, no, but that's the whole thing. Is it like, it's not about like, if somebody bombs once, it doesn't matter. If somebody bombs 3 times in a row and makes 0 adjustments inside of the room and the booker's watching that,
there's a conversation.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's different. It totally depends on the situation at hand.
I guess I'd want to ask, do you feel there's a little bit more pressure and responsibility as a woman in the booking community that like the men aren't held to? Because I know there are comics who will travel and they're specifically like, hey, I want a woman on the show.
I know bookers who be fucking the comics and book them.
Of course,
but ain't none of them ever been a girl. None of the girl bookers do that shit.
Okay.
So how about I just say that?
Yeah,
I'll just say
okay,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's that same responsibility across the board.
There's not really much of a fucking difference. I mean,
okay.
It's all self-elected bullshit, really, at the end of the day.
Fuck it, man. Okay.
People taking themselves too seriously.
What would you say the dumbest thing someone has said to you in a room, not realizing you were the person who owns and runs the room?
I don't know if this is the dumbest, but it was because it was kind of sweet. But recently a guy came in and started like hitting on me and tried to buy me a drink and stuff, and he had no idea who I was, and he was like a brand new Florida comic. And I was asking like where somebody is, and he was like, oh, there's actually like a patio out back and there's a bunch of people out there, he's probably out there. And I was like, yeah, sweetheart, okay.
Oh no,
Stacy, can you tell this guy I'm the owner? And then I just kind of walked into the back. But so, like, it's just honestly like I think that it's more telling, and this is something Christine and I talk about quite a lot, you know. I prefer people not really know anything about me or know who I am at all. I prefer to just like meet them like where they're at and see you know how they read and all that stuff. Because when you switch up on me after you find out what I do,
see that switch, that
sucks. It sucks because sometimes people will like get in like a space where they're like, oh, and you can go fuck yourself. You know, like if I've rejected their tape 5 times or something.
Oh yeah.
And then there's other people that like immediately start being nice to me. And it's like, phony. Oh, you dismiss women out of hand, or like you like, and I'll see guys like a lot of times, like I'll see like a guy comic like assess whether or not he wants to fuck me, and then when he decides he doesn't want to fuck me, he's blank stare, and then
Gen Z stare.
An hour later, somebody will tell him who I am, and then he'll come up and like reintroduce himself, and it's
no,
like, I already clocked you.
I saw the whole shift. I saw the whole shift.
No good.
Oh no,
you idiot! You gotta flirt with everybody. You dumb fuck. The girls, the guys, everything in between, man. You gotta do it.
Everything's on the table nowadays.
You gotta.
Talk to me a little bit about I know you and Christine Evans are co-running this amazing festival. I love it so much. I actually just happen to have one of my badges in my bag.
Oh, you're such a dork. I love it.
I love it. It was in my bag, and I was like, fuck, I should have brought it. I thought it was in my room. Come to be in the bag. Talk to me a little bit, because I know the irresponsible journalists will...
But do you want to talk about like what Skankfest is? You've been. Right?
I love.
So what year did you go?
So first year for me was Skankfest South, and then I've been every year since.
So that was probably. I mean,
the Travis Scott incident.
That was what, but had nothing to do with us.
We had nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with that.
We were not World Star.
Yes.
We were actually really lucky because having that happen in Houston at the same time as the festival was, number one, very scary,
terrifying,
and number two, it kind of like it did prove.
How well run your festival was.
Oh God! I mean, I'm just so glad nobody died at Skankfest South. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just so glad that like it. I'm so sorry that it happened to anybody though. What a horrible fucking experience. Yeah. But like when it comes down to like like crowd control and stuff like that, like it really did highlight like how important it is to make sure that people are safe. And when we were at Skankfest South, we were literally getting ready to like start a show. And I was like talking with the folks at I was literally like with the fire marshal trying to get him to approve a room that already had booking for 4 days straight. We were terrified he was going to say no. Thank God Tony Hinchcliffe came in and sweet talked. The fire
in that
marshal.
white cowboy outfit with a hat.
I don't know if he was cowboyed up at the moment.
I know he wore it for the roast, the Gomez roast. I remember that.
He did wear it for the roast, and he did have on like I think maybe like a tan hat.
Okay.
And like the buckle, but he was wearing like more of like a brown situation.
Gotcha.
More of like
okay. He was showing off his new Austin.
But he was definitely like come on.
Damn, what are we doing?
I mean, come on. Like, I heard you say 300, but we could probably fit like 400 people. Like, he really like was super charming.
What a
and, like,
fucking sweetheart.
Got them to like, like kind of approve it with more of a sense of urgency than they normally would have had, And we were really lucky because with an incident like what happened at World Star, you would expect them to be like, and you can go fuck yourself.
Yes.
They weren't like that.
Yeah. No,
we were really fortunate. Houston was really kind to us.
I think the first night I was at the Legion of Skank show, and Lewis was joking on stage about, we got to put our numbers up. We got to get some deaths here. And I was near the fire marshal. He was near the door, and he had said something out to the fire marshal. And I remember the fire marshal going, "Yeah, my buddies are over there. They're getting fired. We're on number 7 dead now." And I was like,
this is not a joke.
Lewis, this isn't a joke to this guy. Everyone else here are debaucherous.
The definition of too soon if they're currently counting the bodies.
Yes, they're currently counting bodies. Like, that one was a 13-year-old.
Well, okay, so Skankfest is definitely not misogynistic, but it might be irreverent. I think is maybe a good way of putting it. It's definitely irreverent.
Permission to Fail is definitely there everywhere. I think it's such a beautiful thing you guys have put together. I'm so excited. So you guys are doing New Orleans this year, correct?
We are. Very excited about New Orleans.
So I just came from New Orleans. I was doing the Tales of the Cocktail. How has that been adventure for you? I know you guys have been in the same city for a few years. Now you're going back to a new city.
Well, I will say this. I love Vegas. Vegas is one of my favorite places. Notoriety is one of the best venues I've ever set foot in.
Man.
Absolutely blows my socks off every time we get to do something there. I'm so excited. New Orleans is one of my favorite cities. It is where Sean Patton and Mark Normand are from.
Yes.
Along with so many of my personal friends, like Zach Sims and Ariel Elias and Neil Stasny and Vincent Zambone and Matt Owens and JP Leonard. And I mean, there's just like there's so many. It's such a strong scene. There is no real club down there. There is, well, that's not true. Sports Drink is a great club.
Shout out Sports Drinks.
But there is a really like beautiful scene down there of some really amazing comedians. They have had some amazing comedians come before them. I don't know if you know Howard Hall. He lives in Austin now. Super fucking dope comic. Okay. He's Sean Patton's favorite comic.
Oh, very cool.
So it's like one of those it's there are so many people that come from New Orleans, and it's such a magical city. And I've been there a lot. I've been there probably like 10 or 15 times. I try and stay extra time anytime I get a chance. Like I absolutely love New Orleans, and I'm very excited about it. And I will say that one of the things I'm very excited about is that the Pattons, who are inarguably the best caterers in all of Austin and all of New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans, yes.
Are going to be catering both concession and artist meals. And that is Sean's parents, Becky and Tom's business.
Okay.
It's the Patton's business.
Yes.
That Aaron, his sister, now runs with their cousins.
Okay.
And it's an incredible, their food is incredible. I have had it multiple times, most recently at Mark Normand's wedding.
Very cool, very cool.
When I tell you that like they're sought after, I mean like the fancy people with their like golf bags and their like whatever, like they cater for like the Masters or whatever their golf tournament is in New Orleans. So they're very like, and of course, you know, Jazz Fest and all that other stuff.
Oh, yes.
But they're really, really good. So I'm very excited about that. It feels it's like
such a good
parts
food
of it
city.
feel like family because I've worked with these folks like you know, like Sean and his family, like, they've come to my place for Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Because we throw a Thanksgiving for the comedians, and like Tom and Becky have come, and like
very
so
awesome,
it's just like it's going to be a big deal.
Nice
and
Cajun
honestly,
turkey.
Like there's no way. Oh, you have no idea. There's literally no way around it. Probably the best food in the country at this point is New Orleans.
Man, it's so good.
It's unparalleled because it's American meets French, and it's the best shellfish, the best seafood you can get your hands on. I mean, there's just, and it's not afraid of spice, and it's just, oh God, I can't.
It's
every
one of the
time
only
I
cities.
talk about New Orleans, I get hungry.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry right now. We just did a week there. It's one of the only cities I see so much. I see it a little bit in Philly with their cheesesteaks, but it's one of the only cities that is so defensive about. They're like, look, if you are fucking up our recipes, we'll run you out of town. We'll close the business down.
Hilarious.
DC, there's like, I don't care. Did you pay your bills? Cool, keep it going. We don't give a shit if it's bad food. New Orleans is like, no. This is my great grandmother's recipe. You fuck up an etouffee, we will burn your business down.
Yeah.
I love that about New Orleans. Oh man,
That's
I'm
awesome.
so excited for the concessions now, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And we're gonna have like a couple more bells and whistles that we couldn't really have in Vegas. This is gonna be a ground floor thing.
Okay.
We're gonna be on a river.
Oh, very
You know what I mean?
cool.
Like
Yes.
that kind of stuff. So like the aesthetics are definitely gonna like be like a little bit cooler. We're working with some of the best talent in the nation. Yeah. There are some incredible comedians that are going to be on this lineup.
Every year you guys do. Yeah.
We've got Brad Williams and Harlan Williams and Bobby Lee.
Nice.
Just for like the new people that are coming through, like Kevin Smith and like just like
Harlan's so good on podcasts.
Really, Harlan's incredible.
Harlan's
so incredible
funny
and
on podcasts.
So fucking sweet. Like I just like it's so nice to like
know they're good human beings.
Yeah, like there's just something like really great about that because people always say like don't meet your heroes, but in the comedy world you kind of can. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. And it's pretty cool.
One of my favorite things that happened within the last year was Ari Shaffir going super viral for Lauren Compton's podcast talking about the sweet thing he did for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
The Dollywood thing.
The one that he filmed here?
I don't know where it was filmed exactly.
I think it was the one he filmed here.
Okay, I know she's an awesome. The backstory of it is Ari Shaffir. You don't know he's an amazing human being. People see him for he's the guy who shit on Kill Tony, which I was there for last year. Absolutely ridiculous. But he did the show and he talked about this really sweet thing he did for his girlfriend. Flew her to another state, small airport, surprised her with Dolly tickets, and she's the biggest Dolly Parton fan. And then she got mad. She says, "Oh my God! Had I known, I would have wore all my Dolly Parton stuff." And he goes, "Here's a separate bag that your best friend had packed with all of your Dolly Parton outfits." Adorable.
Oh, that's so
adorable.
Great.
And so it's on Lauren's show, who has a lot of lady fans, who then start looking up Ari Shaffir as the sweetest person they ever just met.
Well, he is.
Yes, and then they see his public persona, and they're like, "This guy is sending shit to people."
People contain multitudes.
Yes. I think this comedy world is so great. You clearly have so many people around you that are heroes and also great people. It's exciting to see the things you have going on here.
Yes,
100% so. I wanted to say thank you for having us on the show, letting us use your studio. This was very, very cool for me as just a guy who's been doing comedy for like 13 months. I've been podcasting for like 3 years. This is a very iconic moment for me, so I really appreciate that. Yeah. Anything you guys want to plug? Just good to give you guys follow Creek in the Cave at
follow Creek in the Cave at Creek and Cave, and then Skankfest. We still have a couple of day passes left. We'll probably be sold out
We'll be sold out. Yeah.
We'll be sold out by the end of August, I would assume, because we're going to do another big announcement in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice. Hey, stay tuned. Listen to the announcements. Thank you guys always for listening. Give a follow. Give a shout out.
Thank you so much.
Bargoyles, we out. We'll see you regulars next week.
All right, bye.
Thank you so much. What's up? I'm Isaac.
I got hit in the face by a stripper.
And I'm Nick. I'm like a fat girl in 7th grade at 7 a.m.
Welcome to the Bargoyles,
where we break down restaurants, bars,
and the chaos of stand-up comedy.
From bad Yelp reviews
to heckler horror stories,
we've got the inside scoop
and the laughs.
Yeah, I think I made out from that Bargoyles Podcast.
I was gonna say I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Shout out.
Who needs therapy when you got the Bargoyles?